She's a sophomore and is on the Dean's List at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. She is also the recipient of the Filipino American Association of Wisconsin Scholarship Award last year. But before I introduce our next guest, I would like to remind everyone to please click on the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any of our inspiring videos. Hello everyone, this is Margie Bruce, here at Global Inspiration, where you need to be seen, you need to be heard, and be an inspiration to the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our guest this week, Miss Amelia Catacutan. Hi Amelia, thank you for being here.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really happy to be on here.
Great. First of all, I want to congratulate you for making the Dean's List last fall.
Thank you so
That's
much.
wonderful. I'm sure your parents are very proud of you.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start with a little bit of a background. Where were you born and raised, and tell us a little bit about your family.
Yeah, so I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I grew up in Franklin, which is a suburb of the city. I'm 19 years old. I'm very lucky to have two amazing parents who have supported me my whole life. So my dad immigrated here from Pampanga in the 70s to Janesville, and he works as a GI outpatient nurse. Um, I'm sure you know he's a nature lover and has made it his goal to visit and photograph all of the national parks of America. My mom immigrated here in the 90s from North Cotabato to Chicago. She works as a nurse in the MICU. I'm sure every Filipino thinks that their mom cooks the best food, but I know my mom cooks the best Filipino food. I don't have any siblings, but I do have a dog and a cat who have just as much personality as any person out there. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me.
And you are now currently attending the UW-Madison. Um, what is your major, if any?
Yeah, so I'm a sophomore at UW-Madison. I study international studies on a global security track. So essentially, I learn about contemporary issues such as food insecurity and educational inequity. So I'm hoping to learn to find ways to solve those problems. I'm also getting certificates in Asian American studies and educational policy. So essentially, I learn about unique aspects of Asian American life, such as stereotypes, fetishization, and immigration. I also learn about, systemic issues in the education systems all over the world, as well as different approaches to solving them. So I've always been drawn to kind of global education issues, and I hope someday I'd be able to work somewhere to make education fair and accessible to children all over the world. So, because for me, I feel very lucky to have access to school. It is really a privilege, and I love to learn. And I want people all over the world to experience the same privileges as I do so that they can also pursue their dreams and aspirations. This past summer, I worked at the International Institute of Wisconsin in Milwaukee, where they help immigrants and refugees through providing, immigration and social services as well as refugee resettlement. So that kind of inspired me to help the multicultural community with my education. So whether that ends up being in law, in academia, or social services, I kind of know that whatever I end up doing will be, with the goal to help people with disparate access to, necessary privileges such as education and adequate living.
Great. So last year, you were awarded the Filipino American Association of Wisconsin Scholarship. What did that mean to you?
Well, first of all, it was such an honor to receive the FAAWIS scholarship. I've been a member of FAAWIS for as long as I can remember. So even when I was in elementary and middle school, I would go to the annual bowling fundraiser and I would watch the scholarship winners give their speeches in front of everyone. And like I would just feel so much pride. And when I would look around and see everyone listening to the kids, I would see that I wasn't the only one that was proud. And, just to see everyone kind of uplifting these children to achieve their education, that's when I realized that seeing one Filipino succeed was like just seeing a family member succeed. So for me, earning the scholarship in a way kind of reaffirmed that there were so many more people than just my biological family backing me up and supporting me to, reach my career goals and my education goals. And so for me, it was an honor to finally be that person, reading the speech after growing up and watching everyone before me earn the same award. So, yeah.
So last year, you were interviewed by CNBC. Can you tell us what that interview was about and how did that come about?
Yeah, for sure. So, um, actually, one of the journalists had reached out to our Filipino Student Org and had just said that they wanted to conduct an interview about how Filipino mental health has been exacerbated in a unique way as a result of the pandemic. So she had gotten in touch with me and a couple other students throughout the country. Essentially, what I did was I just talked about some of my experiences throughout the pandemic, such as experiencing instances of racism, having parents who worked with COVID patients in the hospital. I graduated high school and started college all online during the pandemic. And so all of that stress kind of compounded. And as a result, I decided to talk about that and kind of the unique experience being tied in with the cultural expectations and responsibilities of, being Filipina during this time.
So in light of that, I know there's the Omicron variant right now. How are you feeling? Do you feel like we're getting into some kind of a normalcy or we have a long way to go?
I think, normal for me now is change. There's always change. There's been so much change throughout the past 2 years. And so what's normal to me now is definitely redefined. So many others and I understand that what's normal now may not be what was normal 2 years ago or even 2 months ago, and definitely won't be the same in the future. And so I guess what's important and what's I've been trying to normalize in my life is to make the best out of the life that we have now and to be grateful that I'm even alive and that I have the privileges that I have in the moment. So for me, I'm feeling really great. Thanks to, the Filipino community on campus and my family. I've had such an amazing support system that's so irreplaceable and precious to me. And so I found peace in rediscovering myself and kind of redefining what life means to me and finding balance between school, work, friends, and, self-care.
Yes. So as you mentioned, you and your family have been longtime members of the Filipino American Association of Wisconsin, and now you are, if you tell us your role at the Filipino American Student Organization at UW-Madison, and why is it important for you to be involved in the Filipino American community?
Yeah, I love this question because I could talk for hours if you let me about how much I love having a Filipino community both on campus and at home. So I mean my entire life I've lived in a predominantly white society. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but as a child growing up being surrounded by people who just didn't understand my cultural or, my familial values kind of put like a silent stress on my life that I didn't really realize or recognize. And it kind of made me feel like I had to be like a dishonest version of myself. So when I get to be part of a Filipino community, it feels like a weight's being lifted off my shoulders. Meeting Filipino students at UW-Madison, it was like, oh, I could finally let go of like a breath I'd been holding my entire life. I mean, you understand, Filipinos understand each other without even having to exchange a word. We come from the same roots. And especially for me being my generation, I can't really put into words how much my Filipino community has done for me. So that's why I ended up running for, FASO board. So I serve as the secretary of FASO. There's 8 of us on board and we love each other. We love our club and we basically just want to create a safe space and, have a place where people can nourish and feel safe and just have healthy friendships and just a wonderful, place to meet and just enjoy each other's company. That's why I want to share that love and understanding, that mutual understanding to as many people as possible.
Tell us about your inspiration in life.
Oh gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh. I feel like I don't have one particular inspiration. I keep jumping from person to person, like, oh, my mom, my friends, my teachers, my cousins, my family. And I think I have so many amazing people in my life that I noticed the reason that they inspire me is because I love to see them succeed and just bring joy and love into the world in their own unique way. It's just so amazing to see how different and unique everybody is. So I guess for me, seeing everyone that I adore and look up to, such as my family and friends, I see them thrive and work hard every day to make our world a better place. It inspires me to put my best foot forward every day. I'm just grateful to be here and to give and receive energy and love from the world and the people around me. So in a way, everyone inspires me to find my own unique calling in life to improve the lives of others the way that they've touched me.
You have a message for our viewers regarding I have to read this one, the Midwest Filipino American Summit, which is held every year, but this year it's going to be held at UW-Madison. And your student organization, Filipino American Student Organization, there is hosting. So can you tell us about all about it?
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, you're gonna get me super excited. So, MFAS is the Midwest Filipino American Summit. So, like you said, it occurs every spring. And every year they choose a new host school that gets to, organize and work with MAFA, which is the Midwestern umbrella organization that ties all of the individual student organizations throughout the Midwest together. So we were actually chosen as the host school back in 2020 before I even came to Madison. But due to the pandemic, we had to cancel it, and we were not able to, move it into an online format with the limited amount of time that we had before the day of the actual event was supposed to take place. So we've been given another chance to host it. And so, like you said, my board is working in conjunction with the MAFA board. Our theme for this year is Kinabukasan, our future is now. Essentially, this year's theme focuses on our ability to embrace our collective histories and to act as agents of change for the individual and for the society. With our united communities, we are able to tackle the present and dictate our journeys and the future that follows. So it's a lot of talking about like different generations, our impact, what we can do to make the world a better place. And as Filipinos, how we can connect and just find, bayanihan and just to like have a strong community. And it will be our first in-person event since the pandemic. So it's really exciting because I know a lot of people have a lot of MAFA friends, and it will be my first in-person event, which is something that's very exciting. So it's going to be held on Saturday, April 2nd, 2022 at UW-Madison. Essentially what attendees experience is they have 3 workshops. They sign up for 3 workshops, all focused on different themes. So we'll have workshop facilitators from all over the country, and then there will be a celebrity headliner and guest speaker, which all of them are going to be a surprise. So you'll have to keep in touch with us to find out what as the information comes out. At the end of the day, we have a huge variety show where Filipino groups from schools all over come to perform songs and dances that celebrate our culture and generation. So it's going to be just like a really, really fun day. It's going to be really packed. There's going to be a bunch of Filipino kids just running all around UW-Madison. If you're interested in contributing as a sponsor, or if you just want more information about the conference itself, you can email fasomadison@gmail.com. So that's FASO Madison@gmail.com. As a secretary, I'm in charge of the emails, so you'll probably just be corresponding with me. If you have any questions or just want to reach out, we would love your support. We would love to see your name, your logo on at our event, and it's going to be a great time for the Filipino community to come together. I mean, we've had a tough past 2 years, and so this is something that's really exciting. For me, it's going to be a once in a lifetime opportunity to get to host this and organize this. So I want as many people to be a part of it as possible. So if this sounds like it may interest you, come talk to me. I'd be more than happy to fill you in on what we've been doing. So, yeah.
So now, is this going to be open to the public?
As of right now, our variety show will be open to the public. You do have to register in order to be an attendee. But if you're just interested in attending the latter half of the day, which is like the evening show, as of right now, you just have to make sure that you have your COVID vaccine. I'm not 100% positive if you also have to have a COVID negative test with all of the cases springing up. But no matter what, we'll find a way to get the public involved. So yeah.
Okay, good to know. So back to you. So what else do you do in your spare time? Do you have any hobbies or any passion that you like to do besides what you
Yeah.
do?
Oh gosh, I have quite a lot.
Uh-huh.
I mean, for me, music has always been something that's really important in my life. I was blessed by the gods that I was given the talent of having perfect pitch. So I love to sing. I love to play piano. I like to do a lot of things by ear. Um, so I'm very blessed in that sense. Apart from that, I really like art. I've been picking up on crocheting lately. So I've been making a lot of hats. I'm gonna have, a surplus of hats made, and I'm hopefully gonna make some scarves to match. I just like to do art, music, lots of creative things. I also really, really enjoy thrifting. I don't think I have a single clothing item in my closet that isn't from a thrift store, and I'm very proud of that. So I love to, my friends and I love to go thrifting. I also love cooking, baking when I have the time and when I'm not, doing homework. I love to, cook for friends. We have dinner parties where I cook for like 12, 15 people, and we all sit and play games together and just eat good food and spend a lot of time together. That being said, I love spending time with my friends, especially FASO. They have such a special spot in my heart. They feel like my second family. So I really love to spend time with them as well.
And I've seen pictures of you playing the guitar or singing with your dad too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not the only one in the family who's been blessed with musical gifts. My dad loves to play the guitar, and my mom won't admit it, but she's a really good singer. And so for me, I play the piano and then the flute, and then I've taught myself a little bit of ukulele, and then my dad plays the guitar, so I just know like the basics thanks to him. But he's also very, he likes to play the guitar, and he also does, like I said before, a lot of photography. So I guess I also like to take photos with him too, and I like to travel with them and do a lot of stuff with my family too. My mom's a cooker, so a lot of their hobbies kind of, drip down into, my plate of interests.
That's wonderful. You get them all.
Yeah. I know. I love that I have parents that are really passionate about the things that they love, and they want to share everything with me. So I receive it with an open heart.
Lastly, what is your message to our viewers? Any inspiring message?
Oh gosh, there's so much that I want to say, but I think the most important thing that I've been learning just these past couple of months is to just understand that you're like, I'm a whole human being. You're a whole human being. There's so much that you can do and that you're capable of. I think the most important thing for me is to just express all of the emotions that you're feeling. It's okay to feel things, especially with like everything that's been going on in the world. It's important to strive to make connections with other people. We're all humans. We're all trying to, make sense of the world around us. And it can be a very lonely place. Um, and so just know that there are a lot of people out there like me who want nothing more than to, connect with you. And have trust in yourself that you're going to be able to get through the things that, you know, you feel like are insurmountable right now. I guess for me, just there's so much love in the world and there's so much energy in the world. It's all around us. It's in our communities, in our families, in our friends. It's even in the grocery stores. It's in the gas stations. And all you have to do is take the initiative to reach out And you could have the most beautiful connection and the most beautiful relationship with the world if all you did was just open your eyes and open your heart to, connecting with people around you. And so that being said, I always like to say that, like, I'm here. There are so many people around you that are here, and we're all just trying to navigate the world together. And so it doesn't hurt to, get together and make the world a better place. And that starts with you and me taking steps to make the world, or making our individual worlds a better place for ourselves.
Such a wonderful message. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amelia, for being here.
No, thank you so much for having me. I really had a great time.
And good luck on your studies and your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and this is Margie Bruce here at Global Inspiration, where you need to be seen, you need to be heard, and be an inspiration to the world.